Hey everybody, welcome to this live webinar. This is Matt Clark. So if you can hear me loud and clear, just do me a quick favor and type a yes into the Q&A box here. Anne says yes. Mary Jimenez says okay. Ian says yes. A lot of people saying yes. Cool. So yeah, thanks everyone for that. Yes from England, from Phil. This is Raj from Paris, France. Cool. Everyone just seems to be able to hear me pretty well. So perfect. So yeah, thank you for joining us on this live webinar. It's just going to be me here. So I got a whole presentation planned for you. Somebody asked if this was related to a course or anything like that that we have inside the membership, inside Amazing.com. It's not. This is completely outside the scope of any of that. This is sort of content that's really separate from any course, and it's built for people that are already selling on Amazon. So hopefully everyone here is selling on Amazon, because I'll get into all this in a little bit, but a lot of times you end up sort of launching a product, you sort of get in the groove of doing your business, then you hit a plateau or you get stuck or you can't figure out why sales are going down, you don't know what to do about it, and you don't know which part of the business to work on. Even if things are going well, you're trying to figure out how to make them go even better, go even faster. A lot of times it's hard to figure out which part of the business to work on to make that happen. And so that's the point of this whole webinar, is to hopefully clear a lot of that stuff up. And so, you know, we had about, just pulled the numbers, about 2,600 people registered for this webinar. You know, it's kind of a little bit of a niche webinar, because it's not just for anybody that's sort of interested in running a business or interested in selling on Amazon. It's for people that are already doing this thing. So it's going to be a really cool thing, because the audience should be filled with people that are already doing this business. Now, I do have a quick question. Yeah, so somebody's asking, will we get the slides? Yes, you will. At the end of the webinar, we'll give you a replay link, and that link will have a copy of the slides, a PDF of the slides, and so that will be there. And yes, so Caroline is asking, is this for ASM too? Absolutely. This is 100% for ASM. So if you've gone through that, this is kind of, I honestly built this presentation with you in mind, because it's you all that I'm most familiar with. It's you all that I've worked so much with. And so I know what the problems you all run into are. I know where you get stuck. And so this is absolutely for you, so you're definitely going to want to pay attention. And so something I want to ask real quick is, who all here was at the summit, the Amazing.com summit we did here in Austin? If you were there, just let me know in the Q&A box here. Who was at there? Okay, so we got a couple people said live streamed it. We've got Mark, Taylor, and Adam, and Anton that said you all were all there. So another couple live streams. Dallas was there. Cool. Now, another tricky question. Who was at the summit that lives in Europe? Just put yes, Europe. So if you were at the summit or you live streamed it and you live in Europe somewhere. So Edward says yes, Europe. Yes. Jat says yes, EU. Bilal says yes, Europe. Yes, Europe. Okay, cool. So I have some pretty exciting news. Now, this isn't 100% confirmed yet. It's maybe 80%, 85%. But we are looking at doing a good-sized live event specifically for Amazon sellers, and hopefully get as many of our members there as possible. We're looking at doing a live Amazing.com summit type event specifically for Amazon sellers in January in Barcelona. So if you're anywhere over there in Europe, so I know there's a couple people here that are in the UK, so it's pretty close for you. So we're looking at doing that over in Barcelona in January. We just kind of gotten the initial proposals from the hotels. So the date's kind of in the middle of the month right now, but that's just one hotel. So we're looking at the other hotel options, but we'll let you all know about that. So make sure you have liked the Amazing.com Facebook page if you haven't already. That's probably the easiest way to stay updated, because emails can be kind of spotty. But we'll also send emails to let you know about it whenever it's all confirmed. And we'll have a lot of good options for registration, some cool stuff going on if you register early. So make sure you watch the Amazing.com Facebook page and watch your emails, so that when we open up registration for that thing, you can jump on it, because we're super excited about it, because we've always wanted to do a live event over in Europe. And so this will be our first pass of that. And so, you know, we've done quite a few here in the U.S., so it's going to be an awesome time, because I know we've got so many members that a lot of times they have to, you know, come to us over here in the U.S. It's time for us to come to you all, and also be really cool for networking, because you'll get to meet a lot of people that are sort of in the same area. So looks like a lot of people are pretty excited about that. So got a couple people saying, or I think it's just one person saying it like 3 times, wants to do it in Paris. Paris may be a little pricey. It's because a lot of people want to get hotels and that kind of thing. But who knows? We're still, like I said, 85%, but we'll let you all know. So that will be cool. So here we go. So we're about 6 minutes after, so I think that's plenty of time. We've let people get on. We've got a lot of people that are still jumping on this thing. But for you all that showed up early, I know a lot of people are on here as early as 25 minutes ahead of time. So congratulations to you all. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm just going to minimize the Q&A box. And so we've got a member from our team, Caleb. He's going to be standing by. So if he recognizes any weird audio issues or video issues, he'll just jump on and let me know. But if I don't hear from them, I'll assume everything is going well, and you should assume that it's likely on your end. We are going to have a replay. We'll give you the link at the end of the webinar. We'll also email that out as well. So we are going to have a replay, but you definitely want to stick around because we've got some cool things coming up for those that are attending here live. So I'm going to minimize the Q&A box, but feel free to ask questions throughout, and we'll have a live Q&A session at the end. So just let me minimize a few things on my computer, and then I'll go full screen here. All right, so this is the Unlocking Growth webinar, the 7 essential steps to scaling on Amazon. And I'm Matt Clark, the CEO and co-founder of Amazing.com, and let's do this. So first thing I want to ask is this what your sales look like? You've had a good run-up at the beginning. You've maybe had some good spikes from some promotions or from your products getting featured different places or your good first set of reviews. And then things either kind of leveled off like you see here, and they're kind of bouncing around, and you don't know how to get them to grow. I know a lot of people feel like their business is stuck. Or even worse, has it been going down and you don't know what to do? That's what we're here to figure out. So questions to ask yourself. Are you frustrated because your sales have plateaued? Have your sales gone down? Not even just plateaued, they've actually gone down, and you just don't know what to do. You hear all these cool things you can do, all these different kinds of places you can get traffic, these things to do to optimize your listing. You can add more products, you can throw away this product, you can get a new product. There's so many different things you can do, but you're not really sure which one is right for your situation. Or your sales just not growing fast enough. Maybe things are going pretty good. Maybe you've been doing this business for a little while, and your sales have sort of, started picking up at the beginning, and they keep picking up. But you want to get to those big numbers you hear people talking about: $100,000 a month, $200,000 a month, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a month, and you're feeling like you may just miss out if you don't do something right now. And do you want to know how to scale even faster and achieve true freedom? Now, you may be running this business part-time right now, and you want it to be full-time, but it needs to be a little more successful for you to get there. Or maybe it's just not quite as successful as you want yet, though it may be your full-time income at this point, but you want it to be more successful so you have more freedom. If so, then you are in the right place, because that's what this webinar is all about. So I asked this question whenever we actually had people come here to the event in Austin, and asked them in the sort of a survey that was sent out before they came, and said, what's your biggest challenge right now? That if you solve this, it would make your life so much better and your business so much better. Here's what some people said. So I'm stuck right now. I'm selling 10 units a day and overwhelmed by what to do next to propel that into 20 or 30 units a day. This person is probably not short of ideas. They probably hear everyone on the planet telling them, you should do this, or you should do this, or this is the best thing to do, or you should do that. But they don't know which one to pick. And maybe they've dabbled in a few, but they don't know to go deeper or to try something different. This person says, my product was selling very well, 30 to 50 units a day, I assume, now selling 15 to 20, so it's pretty much been cut in half. And I'm spending more now on Amazon PPC, meaning I'm losing ground. What the heck do? I don't understand what's going on. Maybe you're in a similar sort of situation when your sales are a fraction of where they used to be, and you don't really know exactly what happened. This person says, I sell about 10 a day, low competition, and 5 stars, but I can't seem to get past that. I'm selling 10 a day. Maybe that's enough to sort of replace an income. Maybe it's not, but it's not enough to give me real freedom in my life. I want to grow, and I feel stuck. What do I do? So any one of these situations might be the situation that you're in. This person says, sales are slow. I've been on $25,000 in sales per month, which for some people may be great. For other people may be not so great. So I've been on $25,000 sales per month for over a year, meaning I ramped up to $25,000, but over the past year, they've gone nowhere. And so this person's doing an okay amount of sales, but it's just not going anywhere. So here's what we're going to cover to help solve some of these things. How doing the right thing can kill your business. The 7-level priority pyramid, how to analyze your business to discover exactly what to do, and how to guarantee you take the right next actions to scale your sales. And we're going to have a live Q&A at the end in case anything's confusing, in case you have any questions. I'll try to stay on as long as I possibly can. So make sure you can go ahead and type questions in while we're going through this webinar, or you can type them at the end whenever we get to the Q&A. So let's go through a quick example. So let's say this is your product. It's a tumbler. These things sell pretty well on Amazon. A company that's actually based, funny enough, here out of Austin called Yeti has really made these things explode recently for whatever reason. So it's basically just keeps liquids hot or cold. And so let's say this is your product. You're like, okay, this is my product. What do I do to make this thing grow? And so you say this is your best sellers rank. It's ranked 105,000 in home and kitchen. That's not doing so well. This product is not selling very much. This one may be selling one every day or something like that, if that. And it's just not doing very well, and you don't know what to do to grow this thing. And so you start thinking, okay, the product's not selling very well, which probably means that I'm just not getting enough people to see it. So I know what to do. I need more traffic. You're like, that'd be brilliant, because how else are you going to get more sales if you don't have more people seeing your product? If I don't have more people buying this thing, then my bestseller rank is not going to improve. So I need to get more traffic. So you say, okay, cool. I've heard people talk about this stuff, or maybe I've done it a little bit myself. I'm going to run some sponsored ads. I'm going to run some Amazon marketing services I've heard these people talking about. I'm going to run some Facebook ads, because everyone seems to love Facebook. I'm going to run some Google ads. And maybe I'll even start posting some videos to YouTube and trying to build up some content, and maybe even running some YouTube ads. I do all this stuff, and my sales are going to skyrocket. Not so fast, because that may not be the real issue going on with this product. So if you look at this, I hid this on the previous image, but now I've revealed it, is that this product only has 2 reviews. Now I'm picking a kind of extreme example, because I imagine that, most people here know this. You're a smart person. You know that, okay, the product needs to have some reviews before I go start sending some traffic at it. But a lot of times people mess this up. This is an extreme example, only 2 reviews. But if you look at the competition, which we'll talk about a little bit later, then having 100 reviews may be nowhere near enough. Or maybe 50 reviews isn't enough. Or maybe 500 reviews isn't enough. But having only 2 reviews, you should not be sending anybody to see this product unless they're your best friend or your mom. Other than that, nobody should see this product until it has a lot more reviews. So if you start going after all that traffic stuff before you address this issue, then you're just going to waste money all day long. You're just going to spend money, so you're actually going to be losing money trying to sell this product, which is not a good thing to do, and it's a complete waste of your time. And then take a look at this. This is one of the top-selling products for this kind of tumbler on Amazon. This product has 5,066 customer reviews. 5,000. And you're sitting there wondering why your product with 2 reviews isn't selling very well. 5,000 reviews, and the reviews look to be pretty good. It's probably at least a 4.5-star rating. So you sending traffic at your product is not going to solve this issue. Or maybe this is your product. Let's take a look at another example. So you're like, okay, this is my product. It's not selling very well. I've got 44 customer reviews. How do I get this thing to pick up? You say, okay, you know what I've heard? I've heard that you're supposed to optimize your listing. I forgot to do that. Maybe I was kind of lazy when I first did this stuff. Maybe I'm ready to do a better job this time. So the image is very grainy. It doesn't look very high quality, so I'm going to get some new fancy images. The title, I've done an okay job. I've got running shoot in there, but probably can include some more keywords, maybe a little more sales copy in there. Reviews, about a 4-star rating. It's only 44. If I got 100, I'd probably be better. And also the bullet points. The bullet points could use quite a bit of work. There's some opportunity to include more keywords there. There's some opportunity to include a lot better sales copy there. If I do all that stuff, then this product is absolutely going to take off. And it'll be the best thing on the planet. I'll make all kinds of money. I'll go retire on a beach, and life will be fantastic. Maybe not so fast. That may not be the issue you're trying to solve first. Because if you look at the competition for this product, the #1 product is ranked about 3,000 in sports and outdoors. Not too bad. If that was your product, you could be maybe making, who knows, 20, 30 sales a day, something like that, depending on the category. It's priced at $11.99. The second one, this thing kind of starts dropping off a cliff. It's ranked number 20,000. And then the last one doesn't even have a ranking, which is never a good sign. But it's priced a lot higher. And maybe for you to even make any money on this thing, you need to be priced around $20, $25. Otherwise, you're not making hardly any money. So this product may be one that's just not a good thing to sell. But if you start turning on traffic, if you start worrying about optimizing your listing and doing all those kind of things, then that's just going to be a big waste of your time. And your goal is not to be right. Your goal is to build a successful, profitable business. And so maybe your first product is just flat wrong. And maybe you need to source a new product. So if you spend the next 3 months building and scaling and optimizing and perfecting this product, it could be a complete waste of time as opposed to just biting the bullet, scrapping this one, and getting a good product. Because in those 3 months, by then you could have a product live and selling and building a lot more traction rather than wasting your time with kind of a dud. So this is all about doing things in the right order, which is why I've created this 7-level priority pyramid. So pretty simple model here. So it's basically just a pyramid. And so how to use this pyramid? Determine where you're at, first off. We'll go through each one of these levels. So first off, you're going to want to determine where you're at, because it starts building from the bottom at the very basic level. So the idea is that if you don't have each level starting from the bottom, you shouldn't be worrying about the higher levels, because they don't matter unless you have the stuff on the bottom sorted out. So determine where you're at. Think about this. While we're going through the next handful of slides, when I go through each one of these levels, take some notes, write down where you think you're at with your product. Now, some of the stuff you may have to go and check out after the webinar to check out your listing, or if you have multiple products, check them out for all of the products. But get an idea and write down kind of where you think you're at. Then follow in order. So focus where you're at and then resolve that issue first before moving on to any of the other ones. And then keep progressing up. In my opinion, you should completely halt doing anything else you're doing until you solve each level for each product. So let's talk about level 1. So level 1 is the product opportunity. So first off, you have to ask yourself, like the parachute example, is this still a good product opportunity? Maybe it looked good whenever I first launched it. Maybe, for example, it was a fad weight loss supplement that was just going like crazy. There weren't that many reviews. I could get in there. I was making good sales. But maybe it's just something people don't want anymore. Maybe the fad is over. Maybe it's just something that people aren't very happy with. Maybe there's seasonality or any of those kind of things. Maybe it's just not a good opportunity anymore. And then also, one of the best ways to look at this is the bestsellers rank of competitors. So you want to find and make sure that, take your product. You may not have time to go do it right now, but at least write this down to do after this webinar, is make sure that the competing products, there's multiple of them with bestsellers ranks of less than 3,000 in the top level category. Because if there's not, then there's not a lot of depth to this opportunity. If it's ranked, the #1 product is ranked 1,500, the #2 product is ranked 25,000, the #3 product is ranked 105,000, that's probably not that good of an opportunity. However, if the #1 product is ranked 500, the #2 is 1,200, let's say, the #3 is 1,300, the #4 is 2,000, that product has a lot more depth to it. So you want to make sure there's that kind of opportunity still available. Also, profit margin, another big one. A lot of times I see a lot of people delude themselves at the beginning. So they end up sourcing a product that they're like, well, everyone else is selling at $20, and the margins don't look so good if I sell it at $20, but I'm pretty sure I can sell this thing at $35, and then I have good, healthy margins. So I'm going to source this product because I'm in love with it, I like it, I've created this cool brand, I've even got a fancy logo at this point. I'm going to go start selling this product because I'm sure I can sell it for more. Then you get down the road and you're like, crap, nobody actually wants to buy this thing for $35. And so I can't get any traction whatsoever unless I reduce my price to where everyone else is at. But if I do that, I don't make any money. It's not worth my time. So be honest with yourself. After all costs considered, can I still make at least 30%? This is before sponsored ads costs or any other kind of advertising. Just with the product cost, all the shipping involved, with any packaging you have, with any of that kind of stuff, and then Amazon's fees and Amazon storage fees and all that sort of stuff. After all that stuff considered, can I still make at least 30%? If not, I should probably be considering doing a different product. Or at least $10 a unit. Say, hypothetically, your product is priced at $100. And you're able to not make 30%, but you're able to at least make $10. So say you're able to make 10% profit on this thing after everything. That could still be okay because there's enough dollar margin there. But if your product is especially priced lower and you're not able to make at least 30%, then it's probably worth considering doing a different product. So the parachute product example, the one was 3,000, the next one was 20,000, the next one didn't even have a ranking. And remember, this is an example of like if I calculated my profit, and for me to make a healthy profit at least 30%, I need to be selling this thing for at least $20, $25. And I realized the one that actually is selling for that price is not getting anybody to buy it because the best sellers rank just isn't there, then this is probably not that good of an opportunity for me. So I have to start looking at other things to do, other products. So that's why that one's at the very bottom. Because at a very base level, it doesn't matter how fancy you are with your traffic, how good you are at sponsored ads or Facebook advertising or social media. It doesn't really, none of that stuff really matters. It doesn't matter how well you optimize your listing, how nice your pictures are. If not enough people actually want any of the kind of product that you're offering, then it's not worth worrying about anything else. If the opportunity isn't there, the opportunity is not there. It's as plain as simple as that, which is why you should evaluate that thing first. So the next level, assuming you found, okay, there's still a good opportunity here. I may not be the top one in my market, but I see some in my market that are selling pretty well, and there's more than just one. So I know there's at least a handful that are doing pretty well, and I feel like I can eventually get there. So product opportunity is good. You've kind of checked that one off, and you're on to the next level, competition. So with competition, you have to ask yourself, can I reasonably compete for this product opportunity? So one of the big things you want to look at is reviews of competitors selling well. Only look at competitors with a bestseller rank of less than 3,000. Sure, there may be one that's ranked number 200,000 in the category that has one review, but that doesn't really matter for you. You want to look at the number of reviews of competitors that are actually selling well. And then you have to ask yourself, am I willing to do what it takes to compete? Money or time? Because with this stuff, the easiest way to compete with those kind of products on Amazon anyways is to get a comparable number of reviews. If they have 2,000 reviews, you want to try to get 2,000 reviews. However, you can sort of beat them with manual effort if you're willing to go out there and, for example, do a lot of great content on social media and kind of build up an audience yourself that maybe the competition that they have on Amazon isn't as relevant if you're willing to put in that kind of effort, because you know people still want the product because you've evaluated the product opportunity, and so you just have to go and sort of get people to buy your product instead of theirs, which may not happen just by people finding it on Amazon, but if you build up your own audience, send it to Amazon, it may still be okay. However, the best way to compete is still by going after an equivalent number of reviews. So let's take a look at this. Some of you all may be selling this product, which is fine. This thing sells like crazy. Vitamin C serum, a lot of our members got into this a couple years ago. The thing just blew up. It absolutely exploded. It's a very popular product. There's a million different ones on Amazon. But if you look at some of the top competitors, 12,000 reviews, 5,000 reviews, 2,000 reviews, this could still be a good product for you to sell, but you have to be willing to go big with this thing. You have to be willing to get at least a couple thousand reviews, which, if this thing costs you $5 a pop, then that means you probably want to be able to invest $15,000, $20,000 into this product. And if you do all that, there's still no guarantee of success, but if you do all that and you get a couple thousand reviews and you build a raving base of customers that just absolutely love your brand and they love your service and they love your product, and you've done a really good job at the packaging and all that sort of stuff, and so you've got a lot of 5-star reviews, if you do all that, this product could be doing $100,000 a month for you, but you have to be willing to make that commitment. If you've only got $5,000 in the bank account, then maybe this is not the best kind of product for you to go compete with. Or do you have to do more of a guerrilla marketing approach and go build your own audience on social media so they buy your product instead of somebody else's? Either way, it's either going to take a lot of money or time or both to be able to be competitive with this. And so you have to ask yourself, is the competition too much for me to go after this product? There's still a lot of good opportunities on Amazon today that have a reasonable level of competition and a great or a pretty good bestseller rank. So you can find opportunities on Amazon that'll have multiple products at a 3,000 or less bestseller rank and will have reviews of less than 100. You can still find a lot of these kind of opportunities, and so it's like, do you want to go after one of those, or do you want to really dig deep on this kind of thing? That's the next thing you have to ask yourself. So, assuming you've done these 2 steps, you've said, okay, the product opportunity is pretty good. I still see a lot of people selling well. Once again, I may not be the best in this market yet, but I think I can get there. The competition is reasonable. It's not like there's a huge gap in between, say the number 3 or number 4 product and where I'm at. I think I can get to where they're at. And so the competition is reasonable. And the next thing is you want to look at is product quality, because you've evaluated the market at this point. The first 2 levels are pretty much the market you're looking at. And the next one is the product quality. Because if you're here, you should probably already be selling a product on Amazon. So assuming you are, which means you already have a product, then you have to think about how good is your product right now? Is the product you're selling now getting in your way, or is it supporting your business? So is the product I'm selling now good quality? This is what you want to ask yourself. You have to be honest with yourself too, or is it kind of a piece of junk? So is the product I'm selling now good quality? Does it deliver on its promise? I remember one time we did a kind of small private event here in Austin, and there was one of the guys who'd been doing this business for a while, and he's helped other people, but sometimes it's hard to see get perspective on your own business without having somebody else look at it. So he kind of shared his business, and we were looking at this thing. He's like, oh, you know what I think I need to do? He's like, I think I need to get some better copy on my page. I need to tweak the description a little bit, get some better keywords in the title. He's like, maybe that's why this thing isn't selling well as it could be, because I think he said it used to do 50 grand a month, and now it's only doing 15, 20 grand a month. And I was sitting there looking at his product. I was like, have you seen your reviews? Because I looked them at him on my computer, and he was just getting hammered by people saying the product didn't work. It didn't do what it was supposed to do. It was an electronic product, and it just did not function properly. I'm like, I'm pretty sure your product is just a piece of junk when it comes down to it. It doesn't mean the product couldn't ever work. It means your specific version has too many issues it's not fulfilling on its promise. So you're going to be fighting an uphill battle forever, because as soon as people start finding out about that, they're going to hammer you with bad reviews, and you're going to have a hard time ever picking up traction. So does your product deliver on its core promise? Are you getting hammered with negative reviews? I can't tell you the difference night and day between a product that fulfills its promise versus a product that does not in terms of the review battle. I remember back in the day when I used to sell some weight loss supplements, which I got out of it because I wasn't super happy with that business, or it didn't. The core issue was the product didn't deliver on its promise. People expected to be able to pop a few pills and start shedding pounds, and it just doesn't work like that. So I didn't feel comfortable selling that kind of product. But that kind of product was constantly getting hammered with negative reviews, because somebody would be like, I've taken this thing for a month and I've actually gained 5 pounds, which they may have eaten 16 pizzas in that month and you have no idea. Or if they're like, I've taken this product for 3 months and I've only lost 3 pounds. I'm not happy with the results. And so there's a huge difference between that versus selling a good product, where 95% of the reviews are positive because the product does what it says it's going to do. Most people aren't just running around posting negative reviews for the fun of it. They only do it when there's a serious issue with the product. So look at your reviews. Are you sort of fighting an uphill battle there? And this doesn't mean you absolutely have to get out of that product opportunity. It doesn't even necessarily mean you have to get a new product. It just means something to think about is, can the issues be easily fixed? I've seen a lot of products other people sell that are getting bad reviews, but it's not because the product isn't necessarily bad, it's because people don't know how to use the product. And so if on your next batch of orders, you just included a simple little booklet that said, here's how to use this product the right way, then that can avoid a ton of negative reviews. People get more value out of the product. They are happy with the product. You get more positive reviews, and you avoid negative reviews. But it doesn't involve actually replacing the product. The product itself isn't necessarily low quality. It's the instructions on how to use the product. So maybe that's the issue. If you can do something like that, perfect. But if your product at the core is not a good product, it's not good quality, then that's something you absolutely have to address. Either get a replacement for that product, or if it's something that you think will never deliver on the promise, then you're likely going to want to get a new product. And along these same lines, can I upgrade or improve this product? Can I just get an upgraded one and fix a few issues and that solves everything? That's ideal. First is ideal is just adding some additional instructions or information that solves a lot of the problems. That's the best because it's the cheapest and the fastest. Next one is, can you upgrade or improve it? Fix a little few things with the product. That's next, because you get to salvage your existing listing and your reviews and all that sort of stuff and your history. But if none of those things can be done and the product will not deliver on its core promise ever, then you probably need to get into a new opportunity. Now, most people, I'd probably say only 5% of the people on this call should have that kind of issue. Most people should just either don't have a product quality issue or just need a few tweaks. And something you have to ask yourself is, will this product ever deliver on its promise? Because if not, it's probably not something you should be selling. So let's take a look at this thing. So this is a stylus pen. So this is a stylus pen selling on Amazon. And you can see the reviews are not so good, about 2.5 stars. And so here's some of the reviews. It says, don't waste the money. The pencil tip doesn't work on the iPad. The bulb on the back does, but not good for drawing or design. Disappointing. This person says, fell apart right out of the package. This person says, the eraser fell and was pointless. This person says, this is nothing more than a shank with a piece of rubber glued to one end. Disappointed. So this is an example of a product that can deliver on its promise. There's a stylus pen. People use them all the time. There's good ones out there. But this particular one, I think, is just a cheap, low-quality one that the person just doesn't care about quality. So in this case, the person needs to get a replacement product. And it didn't have that many reviews, so they'd probably just launch a whole new listing. But your product may have a bunch of reviews, and maybe just some of the recent ones are bad. And so you just want to do an upgrade to your product and create a new version of that same product that's a higher quality one. So this one is still a good opportunity potentially, just needs a higher quality product. So assuming you've done all those things, so let's check these things off. The product opportunity is good. The competition is reasonable. I've got a good quality product that I feel happy with. Next up is to optimize your listing. Now remember, at this stage, we haven't talked at all about actually sending anybody to see your product. You don't want anybody to see it until these things are sorted out. So the next stage is listing optimization. So have I fully optimized my listing? This includes images, title, bullet points, descriptions. Here's where a lot of times, and I understand it, you get started with this business, you've got so many things going on, you kind of do the best job you can and you move on. But look back at your stuff and make sure you have the best images in your market. Make sure that you have the best title, best bullet points, and best description in your market. And then look at your email autoresponder also, because you don't want to be wasting a lot of orders in potential opportunities for good reviews, because you're kind of laying your foundation. You've got a well-optimized listing, and you know that when somebody buys your product, they automatically get email autoresponders that add extra value and give you good 5-star reviews. And also package inserts. This is another thing that's much easier to do at the beginning, but as soon as possible, you should be getting package inserts. This is another one of those things that comes from just that's part of laying the foundation. So you make sure all your listing is good, you make sure it's all well optimized, you've got great images, you've got the email autoresponder, and you also know that you're capturing people's emails whenever they buy your product, so it helps you build your list. So ideally, all this stuff is in place. At minimum, your listing should be optimized, but ideally you have your email autoresponder and your package inserts. Because the thing is that if you're competing against somebody else, even if they're selling an equivalent amount right now, but if they're turning twice as many people into 5-star reviews as you are, they're going to kill you in terms of sales before too long, because their reviews are just going to skyrocket and yours are just going to gradually grow. And that's not a market, that's not a situation you want to be in. So you want to make sure that you're converting as many of your orders into 5-star reviews as you possibly can. You only have so many levers to pull there. One is having a great product, which is essential. The other one is having email autoresponder. The other thing is having package inserts. So you're capturing people as much as possible from the people that order from you, getting them to leave you good reviews. So here's an example. This is the Tumblr. So this product, as you can tell, I think the title is probably okay. I haven't keyword researched this thing. Title's probably okay. They have guaranteed in there. They've got a lot of keywords in there, so the title's maybe okay. It's a little hard to read, but let's not nitpick here. It obviously needs way more reviews. It's only got 2 reviews. The bullet points I think are okay as well. There's some weird capitalization issues, like they couldn't decide if they want to use proper case or not. And so that's kind of weird, but bullet points are okay. I'd give them maybe a B on their bullet points. But their images is where things just get horrible. The images on this thing, I mean, look at this one that I pulled. Like the freaking image is sideways. It's not even straight up where your eyes would look when you're looking at these. And overall, their images are pretty poor. So this thing needs some image work before they start sending anybody here, and it needs a lot more reviews and maybe some tweaking on the bullet points. But this is what I'm talking about with listing optimization. Is you want to make sure you've done all these things. Maybe you have 4 images. Then be honest with yourself. Why do you not have all the available possible images? The lifestyle images, people actually using the product in the real world, along with your standard white background Amazon images that show every aspect of the product possible. So make sure you have all those before you start worrying about traffic. So, product opportunity is good. Competition is reasonable. I've got a good high-quality product I feel proud of. Listing optimization, I've optimized my title, my description, my bullet points. I've got my email autoresponder set up. I've got the best images in my market. I've also got my package inserts going. I've got all that sort of stuff set up. Now is when you want to start really focusing on reviews. Because the idea is that if you start focusing on reviews before you have all that stuff, then you're once again going to be fighting an uphill battle. If you have an under-optimized listing, even if you're giving away free products, people still have to take their time. And depending on the product, they still have to trust you that the product's going to do something good for them. Like, say, for example, if it's this Tumblr thing, you're like, what? Who cares? I'm giving the thing away for free. Why do I need good images? Because if they're going to go out there and get your product and leave you a review, maybe they're going to not feel safe drinking out of the thing unless you have a high-quality image, a high-quality listing, I mean. And so you'll turn more review requests into 5-star reviews if you've done all these other things first. If you've got a good high-quality product, because then most people, regardless of how you incentivize them, even if you pay them, they're going to be less likely to want to leave you a review if the product's a piece of junk. People just don't like to lie. It's just not within human nature. And then the listing optimization, it kind of gives them an idea of how good and high quality the product is. It's kind of a little bit of pre-selling. You're saying, hey, look at these great images and look at all these great promises I'm making in the bullet points in the description. Then this must be a great product. So when they get it, they're already kind of sold on it before they've even experienced it. So when they do experience it, they're like, yeah, of course this thing is those things. And they'll probably think that they thought of them themselves when they really saw them in your bullet points and your descriptions. So then they're going to be a lot more likely to give you a 5-star review. So does this product have enough good reviews to make people buy it? It's the first thing you have to ask yourself. Quantity is a big one, especially on Amazon, because a lot of their algorithms are based on those kind of things. And if nothing else, that's just something that's so prevalent in everywhere your product is featured that even if a product has a 4.5-star rating, but it's got 1,000 reviews versus a product that has a 5-star rating, but it only has 100 reviews, people are more than likely going to buy the one that has 1,000 reviews because they may not trust the one as much because they know, I think people kind of know these days that when a product or a book or anything like that launches initially, there's a lot of friends and family and employees and everyone else involved whenever it comes to launching the product, so they don't really trust, I don't think, the first, say 50 to 100 reviews. They want to see what happens when real people use this thing. And so quantity is a big one. But it really matters for your market. Because if you have 50 reviews, but your competitors only have 20, then 50 reviews is probably plenty. But if you only have 1,000 reviews and all your competitors have 5,000, then 1,000 reviews may not be enough. So it's completely market dependent. The other thing is your quality, overall rating. You can have 500 reviews, but if your overall rating is 2.5 stars, that's not going to be very good. So I think that's kind of an obvious one, but the rating matters as well. Top reviews is another big one. As we all know, the ones you see when you scroll down on the page, there's 2 different sections. There's the top reviews and the newest reviews. So you want to look at both of those things, and I recommend doing that either right now or as soon as we get off this webinar. It's kind of a weird thing. I'll have to be honest that sometimes me, with the products that I sell now, I don't want to go look at that stuff because I don't want to get the bad news. Even though the products are getting, 95, 99% 5-star reviews, good 4 or 5-star reviews, but still, you don't want to have to deal with the hassle of doing something about a bad review that got left. That's one of the newest ones, or that's one of the top ones. But it's reality. It's what people see. So you have to be honest with yourself. You have to sort of dig in, face the bad news, and go do something about it. So look at your top reviews and look at your newest reviews. So here's an example. Here's a knee-high compression socks by the brand Teehee, I guess. I don't know who sells this. I just randomly pulled it off Amazon. So this one has 313 customer reviews. Their average rating is a 3.8 out of 5, which is not very good. And so are these reviews good enough? You kind of have to look at the market to tell, but let's take a look at some of the most recent customer reviews. So overall, actually let's go back one. So overall, it's got 44% 5-star reviews. And if you take 4 and 5 stars, that's over 60%, about 65% 4 and 5-star reviews. So it's really not horrible. But then if you look at the most recent ones, this one says they're just too large. This person says socks are good and go on easy but are a little on the thin side. This other person says horrid, way too small at the top and I can wear them, so I went to the trash, cost me more to send them back than worth the trouble. This person says meh, was disappointed with this compression but good that it didn't come to my knee as pictured. So the most recent reviews are just not good for this product. So they either need to replace the product or include better instructions, better sizing instructions, or once they've done that kind of stuff, then they need to make sure they get a whole good batch of good 4 and 5-star reviews to replace all those most recent ones. Because if they don't, then they're going to be fighting a battle trying to get any traffic to convert and get anybody to buy this thing. So now that we've covered that about reviews, what I want to ask you is, do you want to see a slick hack to get more reviews in as little as a week? I didn't actually plan on including this. It's just something I've been working on in my own Amazon business, and so I thought I would go ahead and share this with you. So it's kind of a cool extra bonus that I decided to throw in here last minute. So it's a pretty cool hack to get more reviews in really as little as a week. Now this assumes you've already sold on Amazon. If you've got a list of people that have bought from you before, which if you sold on Amazon you do, you can just go export it from Seller Central. So you get that list of people, and you go to a site like this. So this site, the URL is just bond.co, B-O-N-D.co, not .com, .co. So bond.co. And so what this does, it's a service that you upload your list of customers, name, address, and then you can type a note to them. But then what they do is they actually use a robot, an actual machine, to go simulate handwriting. And so it looks like these people are getting a handwritten note. from people. So rather than you literally having to go take the time and write all those things out by hand, you can go use a service like this, and you can send them a handwritten note like this. And so this is all actually done by a machine. And so it sends them a note. You could say, hey, this is just a sample one, by the way. It's one I pulled off the internet. It's not one that I've done. We actually just sent out hundreds of these things recently, and so they're already turning into good reviews. So you upload your list of customers, you put them into this bond tool, you type the message. So the message could be like, hey, thank you for buying my so-and-so product. I really appreciate it. And then I would also include something like, we're a small business, we're trying to grow. We rely heavily on Amazon, and as you know, one of the big things on Amazon is reviews. So if you've been happy with the product, can you please go leave us a review of this on Amazon? If you weren't happy for any reason, please just let us know, and we will do whatever we can to fix it for you. So it's just kind of a good thing, builds goodwill, but most importantly, gets you a ton of reviews. Because people are getting this kind of thing, and nowadays the weird thing is getting things in the physical mail is a different experience than maybe it was 5, 10 years ago, where you were just getting hammered by people sending stuff. It's not as common anymore, but this thing just seems like it's a goodwill building thing, but it really can help you get more reviews. So you can use this thing bond.co, or there's another one called Postable, postable.com. However, I think that one's a little bit cheaper, but the only issue is that those, in my opinion, don't look as good. We kind of tested both, and those don't look as good. They don't look as authentic. They don't really look as much like real handwriting, in my opinion. So this one's good. I think it may be a little more expensive, but well worth it if you have a good message in there. So it's an easy way to get a ton of reviews. Upload your whole past customer list in this thing. Send these things out. They'll start mailing them out like regular postcards. People will get them in the mail, and then you'll start getting more reviews. So hopefully you like that. As a cool kind of quick extra trick I threw in here last minute. So now we're finally on to the thing that everyone loves to talk about. The product opportunity is good. It's got reasonable competition. My product quality is good. My listing is optimized. I've got a lot of good reviews. My top reviews are good. My newest reviews are good. I've got a good quantity and good rating of reviews. Now it's time to think about traffic. So this is level 6. So assuming you've done all those other things, and you're maybe just not getting enough sales, and you think there's a lot of opportunity, so have you turned on and optimized the basic traffic sources? You don't have to go get super fancy or super crazy. I would say 99.9% of people probably don't have to go outside of these things to do a lot of sales. A lot of people that we know that do millions of dollars a year on Amazon don't go outside of these sources for sales. Amazon sponsored ads, Amazon marketing services, or AMS, traffic blitz. So this is basically where, especially when you're launching a new product, but you can also do it to relaunch a product, you get a big burst of sales in a short period of time. And if you have a well-optimized listing with a lot of reviews and a good quality of reviews, then your listing should stick up there because it'll start ranking higher for keywords. So you get a lot of traffic, a lot of sales in a short period of time, your organic rankings rise up, and then you start getting more organic sales. Lightning deals. Got one of these actually running today that I think kicks off in a couple hours, hoping to sell a couple hundred units of a product that normally sells, 20 or so a day. And so lightning deals are another great option that you should be using if you're not already. And then you can start getting a little fancier using Google AdWords. I recommend just basic search ads, so nothing too crazy. You're not trying to get, very direct marketing like with doing content and banner ads and all that sort of stuff. Regular search ads will probably do the trick. If nothing else, will give you some extra traffic and extra credibility for your listing, which should help organic rankings. But you should be able to turn those things on, say $15, $20 a day, and just see what happens. And start advertising on your top product on some of the basic searches that people do for that product. And you can get optional ones, I think, which these are not a necessity, because we still have one level left in this thing. So these you don't have to do. It can be, in my opinion, in all honesty, it can be hard to get direct traffic from paid ad sources outside of Amazon to really work for your product, unless it's part of a product launch. If you just want a big burst of activity on your listing, sure. But getting $100 in Facebook ads to make you $150 on Amazon is not an easy thing to do. First off, there's the tracking issue, but second off, it takes a lot of marketing effort to make that happen. And so it's great for giveaways and all that sort of stuff, and building a list and building an audience, doing promotions that way, but it can be hard to actually run a consistent, profitable ad campaigns. So I say optional: Facebook, Pinterest, and YouTube. You can test all those ad sources, you can use them as part of product launches, but by no means are they absolutely essential. So you've done all those things. You've got your product opportunity, your competition, your product quality, your listings optimized, you've got great reviews, you've got all your traffic sources cranking along. Now it's time to worry about adding more products. Because until then, you're just kind of putting the cart before the horse. You're jumping into more products when you haven't even really optimized your first product. Now, I'm not saying, and I used to say that why do anything else until you're number one or number two in your market. Maybe because there's a big opportunity cost. Because like you can get to, say the number one competitor has 5,000 reviews, and your product has 1,000 reviews, and the number two competitor has 3,000 reviews. So just using reviews as an easy barometer, you can say, okay, I got 1,000 reviews. To get to number one, I need an extra 4,000 reviews. Is that going to be easier in terms of making more money than just adding another product and getting that one a couple hundred reviews, and all of a sudden it's selling pretty well? Maybe not. So maybe it's not worth the effort to try right now and trying to force yourself up into number one. Maybe you sort of let it happen organically, or don't worry if it ever happens, and instead you start adding more products to your brand. But that's a very different thing than saying, well, this product isn't selling so well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to forget about what Matt said about product opportunity, competition, product quality, listing, reviews, and traffic. I'm just going to go launch another product because it's not doing well and it didn't magically take off overnight. When in doubt, or when in reality, you could have a glaring issue going on, like your images are just horrible. Your images don't match up with the quality of images of your competitors, and if you fix that one thing, then this product would be selling well. Then you would have more money to fund inventory of another product, which is why you have to follow these things in order. So the last rung is more products. So when you've done all the previous steps, it's time to add more products. It's going to be the fastest way for you to grow. So what else do my current customers buy is the way you should be thinking. It shouldn't be about what other products are good opportunities on Amazon. It's a easy way to distract yourself. I was just talking with, actually, Jason Katzenbach, the other founder of Amazing.com. So I was talking with him, and he's kind of regretting that he ended up in 3 or 4 different brands because he was chasing opportunities on Amazon. And so he would have much preferred to sort of leverage one brand and build it up, because that's 3 or 4 brand websites, 3 or 4 social media profiles, and all that other sort of stuff that's involved in managing multiple brands. So the easiest way to leverage is to think, what else do my current customers buy? Because if you started building a customer list, if you started building credibility on Amazon, social media profiles, then you kind of have an easy in. And so if you're like, okay, they bought this, now I'm pretty sure they buy this other thing, and so you tell them, hey, I got this other thing now available, here's a cool discount, but all of a sudden you have a built-in base of sales over there, whereas if you jump into a completely different market, even if it's a great opportunity on Amazon, it's just not a very efficient use of your time. So look at things like frequently bought together, which I'm sure everyone here knows. Look at other best-selling products in the market that you think people would actually buy. Now, just because they're in the same Amazon category doesn't always mean that they're products that other people that have bought your product will buy, because there's a lot of big variety in the category. So you kind of have to use some common sense or a little more digging. And also you can ask your supplier for their catalog is another thing to do, just to really keep your operation simple. If you're super happy with your supplier, try to find a match between what other people are buying that have bought your product, so you know that you can leverage your existing list, and what your supplier has. If you can match those two things up, your life can be a lot simpler. But don't stick yourself to that. If you have to get a new supplier for a new product because that's the best supplier for the product, then that's fine too. Then start expanding your catalog and cross-promoting. You can do this through email, through social media. You can do different coupons on your Amazon pages. But you can really leverage an existing sort of product into new products by doing that sort of thing. So let's take a look at this. So this is kind of an interesting example because it's like people are buying like a cup. It's essentially a cup. Like, what the heck else could you need for a cup? So what would be a related product that people would buy that have bought this thing? And you're like, well, it's a cup. Why would somebody need anything else? What, am I going to sell them a plate or something? That doesn't make any sense. Not so fast. And I wouldn't have thought this either until I did a little research. Frequently bought together. So 2 of the other things people have bought are a splash-proof lid. So it's kind of upgrading the lid. And then a handle. So rather than having to hold this thing on the outside, maybe people like to use a handle. So now I've got the splash-proof lid. So in this case, adds an extra $7. I've got this handle, so adds an extra $8. And so I do have a couple extra products that I could sell to existing audience and get sales by themselves on Amazon. So those are a couple options. And here's in the customers who bought this item also bought section on Amazon, which every product has. Straws, so a different kind of straw. So these are stainless steel drinking straws that kind of have this angle in them, which maybe I guess helps. And so this product is a #1 bestseller in its category and has 696 reviews. So this thing is probably selling a lot. That's another good option if you were selling this tumbler to go add that product. So there's a lot of different options, and your best way to leverage is to sell stuff that people that have bought your first product will also buy. So these are the 7 levels of the priority pyramid. So now I want to ask yourself, where do you need to focus? So with your business, with where your product is at, now if you have multiple products, you're likely going to need to run through this for each product, which is fine, or at least start with your top products if you have a bunch of products. But especially for products that you have kind of stagnated, or you can't find out why they're not taking off, or they've gone down, you sort of want to run through each one of these levels. So think about where you need to focus. So how to scale the 7 levels. So what I want to do is kind of run through this from bottom to top, but I'm going to start from the top of this screen, so maybe a little confusing, but I think it'll be fine. So let's say your current sales, you're selling 10 a day. So a couple of those examples, some of you all may be selling 10 a day, maybe selling 5 a day, maybe selling 100 a day, 500 a day, I have no idea. But let's say your current sales are 10 a day for one product, $25 each. So each time you sell it, you produce $25 in revenue. So this means your monthly sales at 30 days in a month are $7,500. So 10 units a day times $25 times 30 days is $7,500 in sales. And you start looking at this pyramid and evaluating how things are going. So you say, okay, the product opportunity is good. I've evaluated it. There's still products that are selling well. Mine's only doing 10 a day. I think the top one is doing 200 a day. The number 2 one I think is doing, maybe 50, 60 a day. So I still think there's kind of good opportunity here. So I'm going to say the product opportunity is good. No need to scrap this product. Heck, I'm already producing sales, so that's okay anyways. Competition is good, meaning that it's reasonable. It's not this thing where I have 100 reviews and they all have 10,000. It's like, okay, I could be kind of competitive with this if I, do a little more promotions, if I just keep at this and keep growing this product and keep engaging with customers and do package inserts and autoresponders and sort of enhance all those things. I think competition is good. So you've kind of checked those first 2 boxes. Now you start looking at your product quality. You're like, oh, okay, well, I've got a handful of bad reviews over the past month because people are confused about how to use my product. So what I'm going to do is go the cheapest route possible, and in my first autoresponder email that goes out to customers, I'm not even going to do anything different with the product. My first autoresponder email that goes out to customers addresses those issues. It says, you're likely going to run into this thing, here's how to solve it, or here's how to use it, or here's what to do instead. So then all of a sudden, you're avoiding some of those issues. So now your sales go up. Now you're getting an extra 3 sales a day, because rather than maybe getting 1 bad review a month, maybe now you're getting 0 bad reviews a month, or maybe instead you're getting 3 bad reviews a month, because maybe just people don't read the descriptions or instructions no matter what you do. Maybe you're only getting 1 bad review a month, and so you're not constantly fighting that as much. So let's say that gives you an extra 3 sales a day, which means an extra basically a couple grand per month in sales. And then you keep going up the pyramid. You're like, okay, I've resolved that issue as best as I can. Now I want to start looking at listing optimization. Oh wait, my images could use some work. My images are not so good. My bullet points are okay, but they could use some improvement. And so maybe those are the 2 things that you think need the most addressing. So you address those 2 things. Then all of a sudden, that's an extra 5 sales a day because you're getting a higher conversion rate on the same amount of traffic. So let's say it's an extra $3,000, $4,000 per month in revenue. And then your reviews. So you're like, okay, I've gotten a few bad reviews recently. And more importantly, I'm at 50 reviews, but all my competitors have at least 200. So I'm going to make a good, solid, concerted effort over the next 30 days to get at least 50 good reviews. And so you maybe do a little bit of giveaway, you maybe write some better copy in your email autoresponder, maybe send a few emails to past customers, maybe do that card thing with bond.co, and you send some cards out to get some good reviews. Maybe that gives you an extra 4 sales a day because now you've got more reviews, you're more competitive, you're getting more clicks on your listing, you're getting more people converting because there's more proof there. So say it's an extra $3,000 a month. Then you look at traffic and you're like, okay, well, I kind of just threw up kind of a half-hearted effort at sponsored ads. I'm not even using Amazon marketing services yet. So those 2 things I'm going to focus on. I'm really going to get those things cranking and optimized. You do a lot of work, you get those things cranking and optimized. Say that gives you an extra 9 sales a day, basically just because you're getting a lot more traffic to your listing. So that gives you an extra 6, 7 grand per month. And then you say, okay, I've done all those things. I got this product really moving along. Now I'm ready to add new products. So say you add 3 new products, 2 or 3 new products to your existing brand. You leverage your existing list, plus you start getting organic sales on Amazon. So that gives you an extra 18 sales a day because your one product was already selling 10 a day. Maybe these other 2 or 3 products are not quite as successful as that one individually, but in total, they add quite a bit of sales. So that's an extra 18 sales a day. So you've gone through this entire pyramid, And at the end of the result is you went from $7,500 a month in sales to $36,000 a month in sales. It sounds crazy. It's a 500% increase. But this is exactly what people do that end up scaling on Amazon. Now, they may kind of get some of these things right based off of luck, or it doesn't really matter, but this is the process you have to follow to be able to scale. So you can use the same process to go from 7,500 to 36,000, from 36,000 to 100,000, from 100,000 to 500,000, and then on to $1 million or more. It's the exact same process. You just kind of have to follow it and make sure you do things in order. So beyond the 7 levels, because there's always more stuff you can do. The crazy thing about this business is, even doing the live event that we just did here in Austin, I picked up things that I forgot about or didn't know about. And so I've used some of those to immediately increase sales in my Amazon business. And so there's so many things you can do on Amazon that unless you have a big list of all this stuff and you're talking to a lot of people and you're getting information from people that are doing extremely well and you're putting it all together, then it's hard to remember all the stuff that you could do. But here are a few other opportunities. So beyond the 7 levels, building and nurturing an email list is a big one. So if you're not doing that already, that's another great thing you can do. And there's kind of a specific strategy to really nurturing that list, so you're not just hammering them with offers, but building and nurturing an email list. Building and enhancing your brand presence, such as your website, social media, and all that good stuff. Advanced optimization of your advertising. So there's kind of throwing it up there. There's basic optimization. Then there's really optimizing and tweaking your campaigns, which is a whole other level I feel like most people don't just do. Then there's testing and optimizing your package insert order to opt-in rate. So it's kind of funny at the live event. I shared this and I said that, I ran the numbers and our package insert is only getting about 9%, 9 to 10% of people who ordered to actually enter their email address. And I was like, who's getting higher? There's got to be a lot of people getting higher than this. And pretty much nobody was. But to me, that's low. Like, I want to be getting 30, 40% of every order turning into an opted-in email. And so there's a lot of ways to do that, and I'm about to run a test with 4 different kinds of inserts and to see which one gets the best, because I'm confident that we can get to 30, 40%. And so you should be too. So that's another big thing to test. Because every time you do a new product launch, if you have 3 times, 4 times as many people on that list, your launch will be 3 times or 4 times more successful. And so the other piece is advanced external paid advertising, really getting things optimized and cranking on Google AdWords, which doesn't have to be very complicated, Facebook, if nothing else, to build a list, and YouTube, which is great for physical products. And your pricing strategy. So pricing is a whole nother thing. How you price relative to competitors, how you play with that price, because there's times you want to reduce your price, there's times you want to raise your price, there's times you want to sort of change it back and forth, and that in total can get you more dollar profit. Your goal is not to make the highest percent margin. Your goal is to walk away with the most money in your pocket at the end of each month. There's a lot of strategies you can do with pricing there. The other thing, too, is celebrity influencer recruitment. In my opinion, this is a highly underutilized thing, especially by physical product people, because I feel like the opportunities out there are absolutely insane. To give you an example, so the brand I sell now is a fitness brand. Here's a guy that I just made a post on Facebook. This is kind of a connection, and they know this guy, and he does some work for this guy. So this guy, I'm looking to do a deal with to promote our products and to basically use our products in some of his videos, assuming he likes them and all that, because he's a very credible guy. He's a great guy, very nice. And so he has 600,000 subscribers on YouTube. 600,000. Every video he puts out gets 20 to 40,000 people to watch it, which is crazy. It's kind of endorsed traffic. And it's highly relevant. He already does fitness stuff. The brand is fitness stuff. 600,000 subscribers, and there's lots of people out there like this. Here's another person. We just signed a contract with her. She is kind of an up-and-coming person, but she has 15,000 followers on Instagram. If you want lifestyle photos, you don't have to hire a photographer and all that sort of stuff yourself. She already takes pictures and videos, so just using her to basically go do that stuff. And she's also going to post some of the pictures on her own Instagram and other social media channels. And she already has a base of 15,000 people who like and watch her stuff. And so these kind of opportunities are out there all day long. So if you're not doing that kind of stuff, you should at least be looking at it once you have all the other things sorted out. So now that we've gone through all this stuff, I want to ask, how clear are you? How do you know exactly what's good versus a bad opportunity? I know it can be kind of confusing. How do you know if the opportunity is dying or about to take off? Do you replace this product, or are you just in the very early stages? Can you really compete in your market? Are you sure? Should your product be scrapped, or can it be salvaged? Are your images good enough? How do you know that, should these images really be improved, or do they need a lot of work? It's hard to really tell yourself sometimes. Are your bullet points as good as they could be? Are you missing out with your advertising by not optimizing? Unless you're an expert at it, sometimes it can be hard to tell if your ads are really optimized. Are you ready to add more products to your brand, or do you still need to sort out some of these other things? So unless you've been doing this business for years and have launched, I'd say, 20 plus products, it can be hard to know the answers to these questions. Now, there's a way you can save time, know exactly what to do next. You don't have to guess yourself. Get bigger profits faster by doing the right things first. Guarantee you're taking the right steps for your business. Know when to optimize and when to push forward. So how do you do all this? You get an expert who has done this business. Not you maybe doing this your first time, that's never sort of seen anybody else's business, but someone who's in the trenches every day doing this themselves and helping other people. You get an expert who's done this business to do a detailed analysis of your business, of your Amazon performance, and give you personalized feedback. So you're not guessing yourself. So how would you like to have a proven expert analyze exactly what's going on in your business? Receive a detailed, personalized feedback telling you exactly what to do next. Tell you exactly whether right now you should get a new product, get more reviews, optimize your listing, improve your advertising, or add more products to your brand. That's why we're announcing the Amazing Accelerator. So here's what this is. You get a real proven expert to analyze your Amazon performance. You get data gathered on 84 different aspects of your business. You receive a detailed report telling you exactly what's good and what's bad. You get one-on-one live feedback on what to do next and how to do it. You get additional follow-up feedback to keep scaling your business. And so here's a bit about the experts. So you get assigned a proven expert to work with you one-on-one. These are real entrepreneurs that have done this business, that have sold on Amazon, built physical products, sourced products from the US, from China, from everywhere else. Average revenue of these people is over $1 million, $1.1 million. Some have done up to $5 million on Amazon. Average time selling is 3 years. Some have sold for up to 8 years. So they've got a lot of experience doing this. And you get to work with one of these one-on-one, chosen by your current sales level. So if you're doing, say, $100,000 a month, there's a certain person we'll pair you with that is better associated for you. So this person does hundreds of thousands of dollars a month also, has been there, done that, helped a lot of people, and so we'll pair you by your sales level. So you don't have to worry if someone is going to be not as successful as you that's going to be teaching you this. That wouldn't make any sense. So you get direct, systematized feedback about your business, and you know exactly what to do next and how to do it. And then once you get paired with this expert, the first thing you do is fill out the accelerator profile. So when you get back a report that profiles your current business, looks at every aspect of your Amazon performance, tells you exactly what's going well, tells you exactly what's not going well, tells you the highest priority items for the biggest immediate benefit. And then once you fill out that, you do the first call with your expert mentor. This is the accelerator launch call. So your first coaching call with your expert mentor. You get to review the accelerator profile feedback. So you will have already received this feedback. Now it's your chance to jump on a call, go over it, and go beyond what's in that profile. You get to answer any questions. They'll answer any questions you have about your business. You get specific, detailed instructions on what to do next to scale. Then after 30 days, you do a follow-up call and a follow-up profile. So the second call is the accelerator growth call. So 30 days after the launch call gives you time to implement what you learned on your first call. You review the accelerator progress brief, which is basically just a follow-up profile. They'll answer any questions you have about your business. You get specific detailed instructions on what to do next to scale even further beyond that. So what's this worth? Let's say your current sales are $5,000 a month with a 40% profit margin. You may be doing a lot more than this, you may be doing a little bit less than this, but let's just throw this out there. So you're doing $2,000 a month in profit. Let's say you double your sales, which I think is very reasonable if you're only at $5,000 a month. If you're at anything below $50,000 a month, doubling your sales in a short amount of time is not an issue. Over 6 months, you increase your sales at $10,000 a month in sales. Let's say it stays like that, which is not likely because it'll likely keep increasing month after month, but just for easy math, over 6 months, that's an extra $30,000 in sales because there's an extra $5,000 a month, and that's a $12,000 in profit, an extra $12,000 in profit that you wouldn't have made otherwise. But what if you're already doing $10,000 or $20,000 or more a month? At $10,000, it's worth about $24,000. At $25,000, it's worth about $60,000. That's what this worth to increase your sales like this. So the Amazing Accelerator, so what's your investment to access this limited availability, no-brainer way to scale your business? It's not $20,000. It's not even $10,000. You can get a real expert to systematically analyze your entire Amazon performance and tell you exactly what to do and when to do it for just $24.95. If you're doing at least $1,000 in sales per month right now, then you can easily get a 200% return on your investment with this. If you're doing $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 a month, then your return will be extremely high for this small investment. So here's the Amazing Accelerator recap. So your entire business is analyzed by a proven expert. You get the detailed accelerator profile telling you exactly what you need to do. You get one-on-one live accelerator launch call with your expert mentor. You get the exact instructions for the next actions to scale your business. You get a 30-day follow-up accelerator progress brief to check your progress. You get a one-on-one live accelerator growth call with your expert mentor. You get a plan for continual growth and scaling for your business. And this is all backed by the Accelerator Guarantee. So I know you're excited about this, but you might be wondering, what if it doesn't work out for me? Then it's all on us. If within 21 days of your accelerator launch call, which is your first coaching call, you aren't getting insane, out-of-this-world results with your business, then we'll give you a 100% refund. No questions asked, no hard feelings, and you can even keep the full accelerator profile that you got on the first call or before the first call, and everything you got in terms of feedback on the first call for free. We'll process your full and immediate refund, and you'll be on your way armed with some incredible insights about your business. It's that simple. We're putting all the risk on us so you can benefit. But there's something else. Quick warning. We only have 10 expert mentors for the Amazing Accelerator right now. We've been highly selective in who we let be a mentor for this program. On average, the mentors have each sold over $1.1 million on Amazon and have sold on Amazon for over 3 years. They're busy building their own businesses, so finding and recruiting this kind of expert to work with is not easy. Because of this, we can only accept 40 more people into the accelerator. Right now in this webinar, there are about 1,000 people with us live. After this webinar, the replay will go out to nearly 20,000 Amazon sellers, all hungry for one-on-one help. This has been a big request from the community. So if you want to scale your business starting right now, then you must hurry and grab your spot. It'll be at least an entire month until we have more spots, if we decide to make this available in the future, which we don't know yet. So here's what to do to get inside. Go to amazing.com/scale, which is S-C-A-L-E, amazing.com/scale. Then on that page, you click the button and click the yellow button and fill out the registration form on the next page. After your registration is complete, a member from the Accelerator team will email you with the profile form to capture data about your current Amazon performance. Once we capture data about your current performance, we'll connect you with your expert mentor to review your profile and schedule your accelerator launch call. You'll receive a detailed report analyzing your current business and personalized instructions to scale your business. So as a quick recap before we get into our live Q&A here, your entire business is analyzed by a proven expert. You get a detailed accelerator profile of your current Amazon performance. You get one-on-one live accelerator launch call with your expert mentor. You get exact instructions for the next actions to scale your business. You get a 30-day follow-up accelerator progress brief report. You get a one-on-one live accelerator growth call with your expert mentor. You get a plan for continual growth and scaling your business. And it's all backed by the no-risk accelerator guarantee. And as a warning, there's only 40 spots left. I'm sure as I've been talking, there's people that have probably already jumped over there. We'll let you know if any run out, but you might as well, you need to go jump and sign up right now before the spots are gone. So go to amazing.com/scale.